So one of the players who there's been a lot of talk over, a lot of debate over, and in fact a lot of mystery over, someone we've been discussing even more since last night's third T20I between the India and West Indies, of course, Suryakumar Yadav, someone who has proven without a shadow of a doubt that he's a genius when it comes to T20I cricket, yet for whatever reason has absolutely struggled to translate that form in ODI cricket.
I mean, yes, look, we've been seeing Suryakumar Yadav and we wanted to see him in all formats after what he did in the IPL, in India, in T20s for India as well. But then just as soon as he, transferred to Test cricket or ODI cricket, he failed miserably because we've been seeing his performances and he has failed to set the stage on fire. But what does that say about Suryakumar Yadav? Because could Suryakumar Yadav be a player who's a T20 specialist?
I mean, that has been the general thought that has been doing the rounds a lot. If you check social media, you see what experts are saying. They're saying, no, it's okay, just save him for one format.
Yeah.
He's a genius in this format. But again, the argument has been that if he can do it in one format, then he can do it in at least two, if not all three formats. And especially when you consider the fact that right now there's a massive void in the Indian team's lower middle order.
Yes.
You don't have your designated number 4 in Shreyas Iyer fully fit. Your designated number 5 in KL Rahul is also working his way back to fitness. And quite frankly, the backups you have, and that includes Surya by the way, have not set the stage on fire. Yet with Sky, at least you can point to his T20I form and say that, look, there is something there. He keeps showing it, and you believe that maybe, just maybe, he can actually translate that form. Well, luckily for us, the man himself was sent to the press conference after the third T20, and he did actually end up getting quizzed a lot on his ODI form, what he can do to adjust. So in this video, what we've done is we've taken out some interesting things he said, which actually do hint at the fact that they're not going to give up on him in the ODI World Cup here, and also perhaps hints at a change of role. So you might not be seeing Suryakumar Yadav fill that void at number 4, but maybe later. But first off, and this is very important to talk about, is a pretty frank admission from the man himself. He said that, look, my ODI numbers are very poor and there's no shame in accepting it. Being honest is very important, and I think that's fair to say. That's what a lot of people have been pointing out. He's played 26 ODIs, is averaging about 20. Those are by no stretch of the imagination great numbers.
I mean, yes, we should not be misdirected by Suryakumar Yadav's knock yesterday, because just as one bad performance does not change things for a player, the same applies for good performances as well, because Suryakumar Yadav has been failing for so long in the format doesn't mean one good performance could change everything for him. Maybe it could mentally, maybe it could for him personally, but then it does not change the numbers, because we're still seeing a huge void in his career when it comes to ODI format. But like he said, honesty is very important, and it's good to hear that he is admitting, in fact, that his ODI numbers are not looking very good, and that's great, proactive sort of approach from him and a positive approach from him. But as we've seen, as we will talk about further as well, that Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid are very keen on keeping Suryakumar Yadav in the team and have thought of different strategies for him to work.
In fact, these different strategies we're talking about, I remember not so long ago, A.B. de Villiers, a player who Sky has been compared to a lot because of his ability to score all around the ground, said that for Sky to succeed in other formats, it's about making that mental tweak. Now, no one would probably know that better than ABD, who, of course, he would play very similarly across formats, but he knew when to pick his moment when it came to, say, ODIs and even Test match cricket. You can't deny the fact that his numbers across formats absolutely great. Like him and I think Virat Kohli, I would say, are two players who made looking like an all-format player to be a breeze, when we know for a fact it's not. Sky, I think right now is having that struggle where he's unable to translate that. But why exactly has that been the case? Because I remember yesterday, in the post-match, in the middle of this session, we were debating a lot and saying that there's no good cricketing reason why.
Exactly. There's no lack in his technique or skill.
And he's tried everything. I mean, people said he should take his time and play the situation. He did that, didn't get runs. People said, no, he should just ignore the situation, bat as he naturally bats. Did that, didn't get runs. So what exactly is it? Well, according to the man himself, all he's saying is maybe a little bit more time is necessary. Can you just read what's there? It'll be on screen now for the viewers.
Yes. So Suryakumar Yadav has went on to say that we play T20 regularly, but we do not play a lot of ODIs, and ODI is a challenging format because you have to bat as per the situation. And to add a bit further, Suryakumar Yadav, talked about what it is like to bat in the ODIs as well. So when he was talking in the press match conference, he said that at number 4, which is where Suryakumar Yadav is batting, it's a bit tricky to handle the situation, because if suppose the openers have lost their wickets early, then you have to play or approach the game as a test match.
Exactly.
Whereas if your openers have laid the foundation, or the top 3 have laid the foundation, you can go ahead and play an aggressive brand of cricket, which is why maybe Suryakumar Yadav, because he mentioned it, could be it could be a factor that's troubling him so much.
Exactly, and I think the other thing that we have to remember is that you've seen him come in at times. I think if I remember the few ODIs that he's played, there were times when the top order didn't really do a lot. Someone struggled, and he was coming in at 4, and he had to kind of consolidate. Wasn't able to do that. There have been times, of course, where he's had to attack, and even there he failed. But I think at this point, it very much is a mental sort of a thing.
Yes.
And to be fair, this point of his isn't exactly wrong, because if you go back to when he made his debut, it was 2021. That was a T20 World Cup year. You weren't playing a lot of ODIs. 2022, same thing. T20 World Cup year, not playing a lot of ODIs. 2023 has been actually the first time that he's been consistently playing the ODI format, because if you remember, India did play a lot of ODIs in 2022, but you were more often than not playing your second string teams. So, and Sky was a sure shot first choice in T20, so he didn't need to play too many ODIs. I think the only ODI series he properly played would have been England. Where he was there and as among one of the first choices, but even there, probably not playing in his preferred position more often than not. And even there, he didn't exactly do a lot. He did far more in the T20s. If I'm not wrong, he scored 100 in one game. So, he's done a lot in T20s, but in ODIs, as he says, he's not quite had that consistent run. And that's, okay, a fair enough point that sometimes you do need to play, especially when you look at the fact that Sky, in recent times, made his name because of T20s, because of the IPL, more specifically. He'd set the stage on fire in the IPL, and you're like, okay, we need to have this guy in T20s. T20s, he's more than justified his billing. ODIs, that hasn't been the case, and they've tried a lot of things. But it does look like they're going to try one more thing.
Which is?
Very, very interesting. Rohit, this is what Sky said about the role which he's going to be playing, and he said that Rohit Sharma, the captain, and Rahul Dravid, the coach, have said that we want you to play 45 to 50 balls if you bat in the last 15 to 18 overs, and you play accordingly. Now again, this harkens back to a point we were making last night as well, where we said that if he has to bat 45-50 balls at most, then just let him play the way he normally plays, because in those 45-50 balls, he can change the game.
Exactly, and when you look at Suryakumar Yadav, we were discussing this as well, is that number 4 in T20s and number 4 in ODIs has a very vast difference. If you're coming in at number 4 in a T20 game, you're more or less likely to finish the game. That is what is expected of you. But in ODIs, number 4 means you have to give stability to the batting lineup, and there's more than enough time for more batters to come in and sort of set the mark for the rest of the game. But I think that is where Suryakumar Yadav is struggling, and Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid have very interestingly pointed out a similar thing and kind of given him a finisher sort of role, which is what I think also could be suited for Suryakumar Yadav if he came in maybe at 5 or 6 in ODIs.
Because I think there he'd have less pressure to actually kind of consolidate. There he'd know that, okay, I have these many let's say overs and I have to play the situation. I know the situation is similar to a T20 where you're getting maybe 14-15 overs, which is where you might come in on a bad day in a T20 and say, okay, I have to bat as long as possible, but also get quick fire runs. I have to make every ball count, which I think might work out for him. But I think to add to your point, they may not even try him at 5. I think 6 would probably be where they try him. In a worst case, and this is just me spitballing, I could be wrong, they may have one of KL or Shreyas Iyer fit by the Asia Cup.
It could happen.
They might very well push a Hardik up the order and tell him you bat at 6. Because if you bat at 6, then you've again got less overs You'll get maybe 10, 15 overs, which is what they're telling him. You get 15 to 18 overs, you bat as per how you normally go. 45 to 50 balls is all we need from you. We know you have that ability to change the game. Of course, doesn't bode well that you're still doing experimentation.
Yeah.
But the simple fact of the matter is you don't have much of a choice. And I think another point which we made is that with Sky, you could have looked past him if A, you had great bench strength, or B, your first choices were fit. Neither is the case right now.
I know, and exactly, but I sort of disagree with the point that Hardik Pandya would be sent ahead of Suryakumar Yadav because I don't think that would be possible because Hardik Pandya is an influential person in the team, and we've seen his finishing abilities or his want of finishing the game, like we saw yesterday.
But I mean, to
last
be fair,
night's
but to be fair, if he has to play take the game deep role, number 4 is a perfect role. He doesn't need to attack from the word
something like what Virat Kohli did in certain matches. And he is a proven match winner, so Hardik Pandya could do it as
Potentially
well. Potentially could do it as well.
This is just my suggestion. There's been no suggestion from team management.
Yes.
So don't take that as gospel. But I'm just saying it could be happening because assuming you have only one of KL or Shreyas. Let's say for instance you don't have Shreyas fit.
Yeah.
You can push KL up to 4 because A, he's played there before and there's not that much difference between 4 and 5. In a worst case, you've seen KL has been able to salvage matches in ODIs wherein, he's had to rebuild then attack, so he can do that. So that's why I'm saying him at 4 might not be the worst option. Then maybe you tell Hardik, you play at 5, Sky, you go at 6. Then all you have to do, play T20I mode, no problems.
Could have.
Whether or not it's something that works, let's see. But I mean, based on what Sky himself is saying, that is clearly a role they have envisioned for him. So if any of you were of that opinion that maybe it was time for the Sky experiment to stop in ODIs, well, doesn't seem like that's happening because based on what he's saying, they're prepping him for a new role. It might work, it might not work. You guys can let us know in the comments if you think it will work or if you're just not a fan of this process, and also tell us what you think about Sky's other comments. And please don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe, tap that bell, all that stuff. Follow us across socials and don't forget
to download the Sportstak app.
Plus, if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos we put out. There's lots more coming for you through the day. For now though, from Gargi and me, it's bye-bye.